welcome. Welcome, 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 folks. Looks like we are live. Ah. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Let me make sure we're actually getting sound everywhere. Checking out my settings. So, I'll tell you guys, I have been really fighting through just like unbearable, absolutely unbearable flu since Comic-Con. Holy crap. Oh, I got the volume turned up. Feedback here going. Woof. And we got the end of Family Feud on Fox right now. And so I've really been in it. I've been like half unconscious most days this past week. But we are here. We are excited. We've got dynamite. Woof. We don't have dynamite. We don't have dynamite at all. We have got the last Smackdown before Le SummerSlam. Le Slam de Summer, which is what they call it in La France. In La France, guys. We actually did not give away. We did not give away our free AEW comics on Wednesday because everybody who was on the chat were actually people who had won comics from me in the past, which I'm not going to take personally. I might take it a little personally. So I think we're probably gonna do it. So if you are with us, do me a favor, sound off. Let me know that you're here and that you're hanging out. And hopefully we'll have some new people. We can give away some of these fantastic signed AEW DC comics made by Steve Orlando, who, if you have been following along, he was a guest on our podcast this week. He came in, he talked about making comic books, talked about the influence that good old wrestling has had on his writing. He's a great guy, really, really immensely talented, and he made these amazing, amazing little comic books. These were made only for Comic-Con. Otherwise, I think they're just running as like little inserts inside of your actual DC Comics. So this is the only way to get these if you weren't at Comic-Con. And they are signed by the individual wrestlers. So there is a signed Britt Baker comic. There is a signed Darby Allin comic. There's a signed Timeless Tony Storm comic. There's a signed Orange Cassidy comic. And there's a signed Will Ospreay comic. And I actually have 2 copies of the signed Swerve Strickland comic. So do me a favor. If you are interested in winning them, let me know that you're here by chiming in on the old chat machine by saying hello. That's all you got to do. It's really easy. It's not too hard. Not too charming. Not too charming. Not too challenging. Man, I'm still sick. I'm really fighting through the sickness, guys. But we're going to do it. All right. It looks like SmackDown is starting right after a commercial for getting routine maintenance done on your washer and dryer. Which is a good reminder, folks. Have you gotten routine maintenance done on your washer and dryer? Because I haven't. So apparently I should, because that's what this commercial is telling me. Also, no, a Honda commercial. So yeah, we are a few short hours. We're less than 24 hours away, it looks like. I think, great, before SummerSlam starts. And I think it's going to be a good show. I am sticking with my prediction, which got a lot of heat in the comments. I have a feeling like story logic dictates Solo Sikoa. Believe it or not, guys, like it or not, and I don't like it. I'm not saying I'm a fan of this. I think Solo Sikoa might win a goddamn world title tomorrow night, which certainly feels wrong. But it also feels like if he doesn't win, what are you doing with the bloodline? Feels like a bad move. Like, you gotta be doing something with those guys, you know? And if he loses again, you're just really just cutting them off at the knees. There's also rumors that portend that everyone is rumoring that we're actually not going to get Roman Reigns back tomorrow, but we're going to get Roman Reigns back tonight on SmackDown. Which, from a rating standpoint, certainly makes sense because that's going to get a ton of people watching tonight, and it's going to get even more people watching tomorrow. So, I mean, from just simply from a numbers perspective, it makes sense to do it tonight. You know, I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I totally off base and making things up in my head? Is it possible that the wild fever that I've had for the past long time has that? Oh, hey, look, we got welcome. I didn't even see that you just signed on. Welcome, man. I am so glad that you like to sign comics. That is my pleasure. It's the least I could do. Signing them, my autograph is the thing that I do. That is the thing that I have that is in my power. I hope that you read them and enjoyed them. And I hope that inspires you to read more comic books. I'll throw up your, let me throw up my overlay. Hey, look, there's an overlay. Ha bam. Ha bam. Um, but yeah, I feel like, you know, just from like a practical standpoint, you need to do something with the bloodline, because right now they are, there we go, we're up. Um, it feels like right now, like, you're not doing anything with them otherwise. Like, they have gotten their butts kicked. They feel pretty weak. Solo Sikoa feels like a weak ass leader for them, especially if he can't get the job done. You don't lose anything from like a sales standpoint by taking the belt off of Cody. And I think Cody is better when he's chasing, and he does better when he's chasing. He is better when he's chasing after the title, anyways. So, like, for my money, I don't know. It kind of feels like you put the belt on Solo Sikoa. I am gonna try and give away the AEW comics. I tried to do it on Wednesday, but the problem is everybody who was hanging out, you guys have all already won comics. So I really wanted to go to somebody who has not won comics from me over the past few weeks. So you're not eligible, is what I'm saying. I'm sorry to say. Wow, that car is a personification of just how ugly a person Logan Paul is on the inside, but on the outside. Who is that tiny person that is with Logan Paul? I mean, I appreciate that they put these matches on SmackDown so that, you know, that they're doing stuff and there is stuff to do on SmackDown. It always feels weird to me that there's not more matches in the pay-per-views. Like, it really feels like there should be, like, these tag team title matches should be on the pay-per-view, you know? Like, it just feels weird to me that they're not here. Hey, Cody. I like that he is dressed like H.G. Wells in Time and Tide. He just needs the tiny glasses to really do it right. God, I love the graphic design they've been doing. Like they've done such a great job with all the graphic design these past few pay-per-views. And I say that as I'm wearing my Awesome Punks the Comic t-shirt created by myself and Cody Chamberlain, which has a very similar aesthetic to the SummerSlam aesthetic. Like I'd like people to participate. I like it if people actually participate and comment and have things to say. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. You really want those comics, huh? I do wonder. I wonder if this is his last. That there's a sign in the crowd that just says Temu Bloodline, which is pretty funny. Cleveland. As a native Pittsburgher, Cleveland is actually my enemy city. So I want them to underperform. However, I think they're doing pretty well, it sounds like. I don't know. I really wonder if I wonder I just wonder if I just wonder if like here's the thing. Solo is in no way, shape, or form prepared to be the world champion. Like, he could not be less equipped to be a world champion. But they have this, like, weird narrative problem where, like, I don't know what you do because you need the guy, like, needs to be. The guy, like, needs to be the world champion because you have this other bigger storyline that if he's not the world champion, if he just keeps losing and being a goddamn loser, the whole storyline is just wasted. And right now, it feels like that storyline is wasted. So, like, you're in this, like, they're in this weird bind that they've created for themselves because, like, the dude is just not ready for it. And yet, here we are. Yeah, I mean, look, they can move Cody on to feuding with Randy. They can move Cody on to feuding with kind of anybody else. But like for this feud to mean anything, which they clearly want to have happen, oof. They did not acknowledge him so much so that they had to cut to black. I feel like it like bothers Cody too, where he's like, "Oh, I feel bad. I feel bad for this dumb kid." That's not bad, Matt. But it's still like it still minimizes him, you know? It still like makes him small. And I think part of what you're fighting against is trying to make him not feel small. Signed comics are signed by the wrestlers that they're about. So we have a Will Ospreay signature. We have a Swerve Strickland, two Swerve Strickland signatures. I got a Orange Cassidy signature, a Tony Storm signature, a Darby Allin signature, and a Britt Baker signature. That was good. Oh, I think I think he is Starscream. I don't think he's supposed to be Starscream though. The cameraman running, and then Tamatonga trips over his own feet. Oh Lord. Ridiculous. Why are we not escalating? I think Roman's coming back. I think Roman's probably coming back tonight. And I already did that. Oh! Heyo! Ha cha cha. Yeah, I don't know. They're gonna do something with Jay and probably with Jimmy, because Jay's in Cleveland and hasn't have anything scheduled because he did an interview this morning. And if they're making it Bloodline rules, it's because they're gonna be interference. I don't know. It's weird. It's like doesn't feel like there's enough build up. It doesn't feel like there's enough of a match there. But at least we get a Carmelo Hayes package. It's a good promo. It's a good solid promo. God, I love Andrade. I'm just glad they're giving Andrade something to do. I wish they're giving him something a little more meaningful to do. But, I'll give him something to do. Something to do is better than nothing to do, as they say. I didn't notice the medal on the ring post. Let me rewind. I think they just don't have anything to do with them. You know, like part of the problem with WWE is like considering they have 5 hours of programming to fill, they still manage to not have enough space for everybody. You know, like it's just like a weird problem where like there's too much because they spent so much time on packages and so much time on intros and like ring and like everybody just walk into the ring. Like they spend so much time not on matches. You know, there's never enough time to like actually do story. And again, like I do genuinely, I've talked about this a bit in the past, but like I genuinely think once we get to Netflix, things are going to be really different. Number one, they're not going to feel as weird about using subtitles. And so once they open up the ability to start using subtitles on guys who don't speak English as well, you're going to get you're going to get more promo time and you're going to start getting more time spent on non-English speaking talent or non-native English speaking talent. So I think that's part of why they're keeping Andrade around and they're sort of keeping him like just heated up. I know, but I don't think they're gonna keep doing 3 hours if they get rid of the commercials. Like I think doing a 3 hour show is already too long the way it is. Like the idea of doing 3 hours without commercials is insane. I work at DC Comics, so I just went and hung out at the booth, and when they had a big signing event, so I went and I had all the talent signed for me. Our pal Matt Waite, who's here in the in with us, is also he overworks over at Marvel. He makes excellent covers for books like Deadpool. Celebrity filled is what I'm saying. Hello, Caleb. Welcome. Celebrity filled chat tonight, folks. Celebrity filled chat. Not to put you on the spot, Matt. Not to make you uncomfortable, Matt. What are you drawing right now, Mr. Matthew Waite? Again, not to put you on the spot, as I put you more on the spot. Or did I scare you off? Did he run away? What'd you think about the movie? Did you go see the movie yet? I take it you did. I'm sure you did. I don't think you guys recognize how excited I am for the prospect of wrestling without commercials, because Jesus Christ, I hate the commercials so much. They make it so hard. Ah. Oh God, the commercials, guys. Matt, did you get this horrible flu? Were you at the convention? I didn't see you. Great, man. Glad you liked them. Yeah, Matt, did you get the death flu? Because I am still sick from this death flu. I did not get COVID, which is an improvement over every single one of my friends who got COVID at the show. Like the, I think like a, I think 10 people I know got COVID. Well, you definitely missed COVID, so that's something. I think San Diego might be my last show for the year after getting this sick. I was reminded why I don't go to shows. I think most of DC Comics contracted COVID at the show, so I'm really surprised I didn't get it. Especially because I get everything. All I got was this horrible cold. I'm like dripping with sweat. I don't know if you can tell, but I am like sopping wet right now. But I am committed to you guys. I am here because I love you and I care about you and I care about your experience. Andrade looks like he lost weight. Like he was really pretty beefy. Yeah, I've had COVID 3 times. I had it before it was a thing, and I actually did permanent damage to my vocal cords that I never really recovered from, which has made me decide to have to talk this much all the time. Really a sound decision on my part. Oof. Oof. Eee. Eee. The one thing I don't understand is why they're not allowed to wear the speed championship to the ring. It's like the weirdest thing. Why can you no longer drink Pepsi, Coca Cola? Was that because the taste or because The caffeine, like what is the correlation there, Caleb? Ah, the flavor because your taste buds got it. Yeah, I never lost my sense of taste. I like when I had it, everything tasted bad. The like second or third time I had it. Uh, my thing was that I actually there's like scar tissue on my vocal cords, so my voice actually dropped down about half an octave or an octave, meaning that this is actually low for me. My voice was considerably higher before I had COVID, strangely. But like they spent months, I like spent months and months going to doctors trying to figure out what the hell was going on before they finally realized that what had happened was is when I had COVID, I had actually done like massive damage to my vocal cords. Ah, we got a bunch of people over on hanging out over on Instagram. Welcome, guys. If you are watching over on Instagram, it's actually a lot easier to watch over on any other platform. So if you want to join us over on either YouTube or on Twitch, it is actually much easier, I find. My birthday is in 17 days. It could have turned out worse for all of us. I do have a few friends who did not make it, who did not make it through. Is it a battle for the ages, Corey? Is it a battle for the ages, Corey Graves? It's interesting. Like the two of them are usually individually very good. Together, they're sort of it's like a all right match. Not setting the world on fire or anything. I think they just did a really big disservice to Melo by bringing him over, with by bringing him over while he was sort of mid feud with Trick, you know, like by not letting that feud end and bringing Melo over as a heel, but sort of, but like the focus of his heelness was entirely Trick, you know? And so he kind of came over without a lot of real focus. And so the thing that makes him a heel is he's a dick rather than something that he did. And so because of that, like I think people don't necessarily know about that angle, but he was so hot in NXT. Like he was such a hot heel. And they sort of like played him as though he was still that hot a heel. It just didn't really like it just doesn't really like stay, you know? Has a superplex ever done it? Has that ever been the last move in a match? Oh, good. More commercials. Oh, I got behind somehow. Look at that. Oh, I got to skip through the commercials, guys. How exciting. Oh, God, he's good. Just crisp and like just good looking. Come on, Andrade. Ooh, wow. God, look at his chest. Look at those handprints. That is gnarly. This is a long match for WWE standards. That was good. Where are you talking about? Which autograph? What are you talking about? Oh, that is David Bowie. It's extremely rare print from I can't remember the photographer's name right now. was a gift from my wife. My wife is a photo archivist. See if I can zoom in. Hold on. See if I can zoom in without breaking my streaming setup. Hmm. I don't think I can. I can do that though. Look at that. That's a much closer angle. I didn't know I could do that. I like Dragon Ball well enough. It's sort of never. I'm like kind of the wrong age. Like so, it came out. The original Dragon Ball Z was coming out when I was a teenager, but I was a little bit too old for it. Um, and then I never really went back and watched it. Although I'm a huge anime fan, I did a lot of work early in my career. I did a lot of adaptations of anime and manga. So uh, I love manga and I love anime in general. But Dragon Ball's never really been like a big focus for me. There's another series around the same time called Ranma and Half that was less popular in America, but is like the one of the most popular manga and anime of all time. That is my absolute favorite thing of all time. One Piece is another one of those things that like I've read it, I've read a big chunk of it, but like, man, it's all right. I'm not crazy about it. It doesn't quite do it for me. I keep waiting for the downloadable Pat McAfee show uh, content for 2K to actually be a wide six pack because that would be absolutely hysterical. I don't think it's going to be because they've been promoting it for far too long. But what a funny, funny thing it would be. But knowing me, Matt, you can see why it'd be one of my favorite things, right? I tried really hard to get my daughter, to try to get my teenage daughter to read it, and she was like, "What is this? What is wrong with you?" Oh yeah, yeah. The commercials, guys. The commercials. Oh, so we're like a little under halfway through. It's real good. It goes on. It goes on too long, like a lot of anime. Uh, like I feel like by the time you get to like volume 20 or so, it could probably wrap up. But that Rumiko Takahashi, there's a reason that she's one of the richest people ever in Japan because she's real good. I feel like if you like One Piece, you'd like Ranma and Half. It's very similar in tone. Owes a lot. They owe a lot to each other. One would say. So I would really recommend checking out Ranma. Ranma one half. It's a little bit more of a like uh romance comedy, but it's real good. I like Santos Escobar's song. I liked him better when he was on when he was oh god, what was his name on thingy? When he was on Lucha Underground. Oh god, why can't I remember what his name was? King Cuerno. That was his name. King Cuerno. He had a deer head. If you want to talk about mismanaging somebody, Baron Corbin. What are they doing? I just don't get it. There's actually multiple SNES games, Matt. I have all of them. All of them. Um, if I had to only choose between WWE or AEW, um, I don't know. I get different things from both. I get different things out of both, and I enjoy different things about them. You know what I think's interesting about WWE is there's actually less like the matches. I just broke my microphone. Let me fix that. The actual like moment to moment wrestling is less enjoyable for me. Like I get less pleasure out of the actual matches as opposed to AEW, where in general the quality of the matches is so much better. Um, but I tend to find myself like I'm so much more interested, but I like the stories more, and I like generally I find myself drawn to like the character work more. Um, But then, like you have matches like this, and it's sort of like what is this match? Like what are we watching? Like like what does this do? Like what is this story that we're watching? You got a bunch of guys who are like really good wrestlers, but like that was barely a match. No, I don't want to give that guy any money. I'm not a fan of Logan Paul. I think he's kind of a terrible person. Is it an epic mashup, or is it just going to be a regular episode of Raw that happens to be on a different channel? It sure seems like it's just going to be an episode of Raw on a different channel. Wait, what? Oh, Lord God, make it stop. Oh, you think you saw Nikki Cross backstage? Where backstage in this segment, or backstage in the commercial for SmackDown for Raw? It's got to really bother Nick Aldis. Guy's like an amazing wrestler, the great history. Gets brought into WWE and has to introduce this douchebag. That's his job. Introduce douchebag. L.A. Knight. Does he? I wonder if he can get them chanting Cleveland sucks. That would be quite the achievement. Oh, this is rough. He will. He has to win. They got to put the belt on somebody who shows up every week. The benefit of having a guy who's like a big social media star is only really a benefit if he actually shows up. I mean, look, he's very effective as a heel because they clearly hate him. I think he's just been stuck in this feud. They've really been like it's look, part of the problem with WWE is that everything is always booked for the PLEs. And so because everything is booked for the PLEs, like you just spend all this time waiting. It's a very silly coat he's wearing. A lot of zippers. I'm not clear on how that's a banner. It feels like they didn't quite pay off the bit. Huh. Not for long. Yeah, they're weird, man. Like, what a weird choice to do. Like, keeping them as as champions and then not letting them defend the belts at all. Essentially, giving them they've had what, one match. It's a very strange. Like, it's a very strange decision to just not use them at all. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they were out sick or I don't know what the mentality is. It's very strange. Like I don't know what was going on story wise or reality wise that they couldn't use them for anything. Like, I know her mom died, and so like one of their moms died, and so that was something that she was going through. But like, I guess that's why you don't like hotshot the booking and make them the tag team champions just because of where they are. It just seems weird. I bet this is gonna be hilarious. What is it? There's some real drama going on over Ricky Starks is making fun of the whole MJF getting into a fight with. I mean, other than the fact that the best AEW wrestlers are not former WWE wrestlers, I suppose that would be the flaw in your logic, my friend. There's some real drama going on as Ricky Starks is making nasty comments about MJF and Britt Baker. It's been like a fairly sedate time over on uh this week in wrestling overall, considering it's SummerSlam week. What are they making fun of? What do you do about the Olympics? I understand that there's a storm a coming. Yeah, what a weird match. What a weird, again, like, I just don't understand the use of, like, oh, there was the whole thing about that there was a person that everybody was claiming was transgender who was in no way transgender. One fall. I like that the Cleveland audience does the one fall. You don't usually hear that on the Monday and Friday shows. Although you wouldn't know it from them ever defending the titles or showing up on TV. I like R-Truth. I'm all about R-Truth. They technically already rang the bell. Does that mean that the match is now over because they rang the bell again? I was watching old TNA and saw young Ron Killings, pre R-Truth Ron Killings, when he was in the stable that was it was what R-Truth, Road Dog, and Conan, where he was supposed to be like a street tough. And it's very distracting because you're just like, yeah, it's R-Truth. Look at silly R-Truth. I mean, I would assume that Bianca and Jade are leaving with the titles, but then it also is sort of like, why'd you take the titles off them in the first place? Like, what was the plan exactly? Like, what were we doing by taking the titles off them to begin with? Like, what a weird forward then backward, then backward then forward, forward then back. Oh man. Oh, fighting through this cold, guys. Fighting through the flu is not fun. I don't recommend it. Yeah, I mean, I thought that they were gonna split them up, but you know, the thing is like they're really playing with Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest being together again, being very much like the Terror Twins, and so I wonder if they're gonna split the two of them up. Is the question. Yeah, I mean, there's a world where Finn turns on them, like Finn turns on both of them, and Finn and Liv form the new stable. Oof. It feels like a bummer that the Bianca Belair has been sort of saddled into the tag team division because she's so good. Oof. So I mean, yeah, they're winning unless they split them up. Well, what is their relationship, and why isn't she also wearing green? Oof. All right. That was good. Yeah, that was all right. It's a way to get out of that match. I didn't realize they were still putting out DVDs of them. Ugh. I'll tell you guys, we are winding down to the end. I'm assuming we're just gonna have the one more match. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that we are not getting Roman Reigns tonight. I think those rumors were nothing but idle lies. I don't know, guys. What do you think? We're not getting him, right? Like we're not getting Roman Reigns tonight. Are we sure? It feels like we should be sure that we're not getting him. It feels impossible. Feels like an impossibility. I think it's weird that they let Fire and Dawn keep the titles because again, maybe they're gonna actually start defending them more. I mean, they defended them on NXT last week, so maybe that's two defenses in 1 week. That's pretty good. Oh, that's true. The match is still indeed technically a bloodline match. So we could get Jimmy and Jay. They could get involved. There's still time. There's still time for bloodline to be involved somehow. God, I can't believe they're doing 3 hours of a countdown show. Like, that is some aggressive anti AEW programming right there. I can wait for Jelly Roll to rock Stephen Cleveland Stadium. I don't know how much joy there is driving around in that thing. Mayhaps. Mayhaps, my friend. Yeah, Braun has to win. I did a prediction video earlier in the week and it got very few views. I was very confused. Normally those videos do really well, but it got like sub 100 views. So I didn't really. I'm sort of amazed. It feels like the interest in SummerSlam is really low this year, but I might just be taking it personally. Well, sure. Sure, certainly not Valkyrie or Valkyria. It seems weird that they didn't show them at all tonight. It's a long package. It's a long, long package. Adorable. Woo! Mm. God, I love me some Chelsea Green. Uh oh. Oh, they're getting booed. We are. We are. We are. We are. All right, guys. Here we are. We're in the last segment. The last segment, which always takes forever because they're just spending so much time getting everyone in the stupid ring. I think Jay and Jimmy have got to come out tomorrow. Are gonna come out tomorrow, definitely. Because again, like I said, I know Jay's in town. Jimmy's been out for injury, but he's been out since WrestleMania, right? Maybe Roman will come out. Doesn't feel like it though. How about all these weird? Have you guys seen? There's all these pictures of Rey Mysterio on vacation at Disneyland without his mask on that he keeps posting. It's not like other people posting it. He himself keeps posting it. It's very confusing. I find it very upsetting. I mean, at least it's not him with Dom. Like if it was him with Dom and no mask, then you'd be really pushing it. All right, be back. Oh, we're not back yet. More commercials. Just so many commercials, guys. So many commercials. There just won't end. I hate this commercial. It's produced so badly. The weird sound everywhere. Oof. You have been here the whole show. We're just about done. Look, it's Triple H. Whoop. Oh, he's gonna lose in his hometown building. That's gonna be so sad for him. We are. We are. Oh, these guys are going to get killed. They're going to be dead at the end of this match. I don't know. Maybe Cody's going to come out and help. Oh, they're getting eaten alive. Not for long, they aren't. They were. They were. DIY. What's up? Our truth should pop out. Oh, guys. Do we think we're going to get 2 more commercial breaks? 6 more commercial breaks? How many commercial breaks do you think we're going to get before this is done? I refuse to do knock knock jokes. Fire damage. I refuse. I can only be pushed so far. Nice. Oh, Christ. Oh, finally, the floor is back. Weird thing I learned. Apparently, the floor is shot in, like, Belgium. I don't really understand why. Like, it's cheaper, the crew is cheaper, and they already have the set. So they actually fly American contestants overseas and Rob Lowe to shoot the entire season. And they shoot it somewhere in Europe. I think it's Belgium. Oof. Oof. Nice. Look at them giving DIY some real offense here. Oof. Johnny Wrestling. Johnny Wrestling. Ciampa with a very weird roll up. She'd hit him with a comically large bottle of Prime. All right, come on, Cody. Oof. Yee. No, and they want it clean, like cleanish. I mean, they really gave them like the best possible loss they could. We still got 3 minutes. What's gonna happen? Nothing? We're getting nothing? Seriously? Seriously? Nothing, huh? Hmm. Not much of a go home. Really felt like we should have something. Felt like we were in need. All right. That was the end of that. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow. I am going to, believe it or not, even in my weakened state, I am going to do a live stream for all of SummerSlam. Uh, it'll be shorter than Raw because that's how long their pay-per-views are. So yeah, we'll be doing a live stream during SummerSlam. Uh, I'm pretty shocked too, man. I'm very shocked that there was nothing to report. There was no big anything. That was sort of just the show as was. Whew, weird. All right, man. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m. I think for SummerSlam. I'll put out there'll be a podcast recap of this episode. I'm gonna do hopefully in a little bit. I'm gonna go eat dinner first, and then we'll get out a podcast. And if you haven't listened to it yet, listen to the interview that I did that went up with Steve Orlando, who's another comic book creator who is tremendously talented. So yeah, come check it out. And as always, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time. Awesome. Thanks for hanging with us. And of course, as always, wrestling forever. Wait, what? Wait, what? I'm hanging on to the comics. I'm gonna hang on to them until we get until we get someone around. You're not gonna convince me. You're not gonna convince me. And I really got to go to the bathroom because this is like the strength. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it, Matt.